Okay, so I realized I mean, it's really simple, but I want to make sure I cover everything, just in case. So here's I've got it mostly done. So where the string comes out, you just insert a bead. I need the black one. So string a bead, and then instead, where it comes out, you string it through the next bead, like this. So it should be skipping a bead entirely. And then, again, skip a bead, string, doot, you can see the pattern's already starting to come out. So the last bead's weird. I need black. I'm not quite done yet, my bad. Okay, so I have one more bead to go. So what I do is I will string the bead. If I can find my end. String the bead. And then loop it through the next one as normal, but also put it through the top one. So it'll be through these two beads. And that gets you to the next row. So for rows 2 and 3, it's gonna look flat. So this bottom row is 1, and then this middle row is also considered 1 on patterns. So if you've ever seen a pattern, it'll go 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, whatever. And that's the easiest way to look at it for beginners. Heck, I stopped doing that for a while, and then I went back to it because it's just easier. Looking at numbered patterns instead of regular patterns. Like the patterns that you showed me were regular patterns without the numbers, but the numbers make it so much easier. Especially when you get to the big ones, like that wolf one that you showed me. You'll be like on row 57, and you'll be like, shoot, which row am I on? I lost my place. Oh, I'm on 57. I can just go to 58. It's a lot simpler to do it with numbers. So row 2 is a lot easier than row 1. There's spots for beads. So I'm going to do this row real quick, and then this row is kind of where it gets tricky though. So I'm actually going to string a few beads and then show you what I do, because this bottom part is kind of essential in setting up the base, because you don't want the base too loose and you don't want the base too tight. You want to try to make it uniform so that the rest of the bracelet above it will also be uniform. So I'm going to string a few real quick and show you how I do this. Oops, throwing beads. And I threw it on the ground. So I don't string the whole thing at a time. I'll just string a few beads and then pull the rest of the string through. That's a lot handier than, especially if you're working with long string like I do. So I've pulled a few through, so it's starting to look thicker. I will pull it tight enough to where it wants to start standing. See, because the rest of it's flat still, but it wants to start standing. It's gonna fall. but just try to keep it tight enough to where it wants to stand. And that's why I go with 34 to 36 base, because where I like to keep it so tight, 30 is just too tight. So I'm going to string a few more, and then I will get back to you. Again, just see, like I said, it fell down, which is fine. If it falls down, we'll just know it's still tight enough because you made it stand up once. So again, pull it tight enough to make it start wanting to stand. And then I'll finish this row. So this is the third row. Row 4 is where it gets easy. Row 3 is where it starts to stand, and row 4 is where it keeps it standing. So row 4 is easy. I will complete rows 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let me make sure that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excuse me, rows 4 and 5. 3, 4, and 5. And then I'll show you the minimum that I would keep a bracelet. So I will finish this off.